Would I spend another $32 for something like this? Hey guys. All right, so recently I took you on a shopping trip with me to Barnes& and Nobles. And like always, they had a wonderful, amazing selection. I couldn't figure out what I wanted. But anyways, I did pick up 4 puzzles from that shopping trip. And I believe 2 of the 4 were from, I guess you could say, new to me puzzle brands. And I want to work on one of those today because it really intrigued me. But anyways, let's get on with it. The puzzle that I am talking about is the one from the Art and Fable Puzzle Company. It is 1,000 pieces. The puzzle is called Awakening. The artist is Mandy Budan, and it's 18.9 by 26.7 inches when it's completed. Now, one of the things that immediately, drew my attention to this particular puzzle was, well, it has a big sticker in the front here. And it states that these jigsaw puzzles feature a luxurious velvet touch surface, and puzzles never felt so good. So, as soon as I saw that, I was like, what the heck are they talking about here? This sounds like something I have to try. And not only that, it does say in the back of the box as well, they contain a frame-worthy print to enjoy while puzzling, a resealable bag, you know how I feel about that kind of stuff, and a handy box top stand designed to steady a tippy box top. And again, not only that, it says here that these have a perfect fit and that you could move a finished section around without it breaking apart. Now, again, you guys, well, I'm guessing most of you already know how I feel about fit and hold. Those are like my 2 top things when it comes to puzzles. And I'm one who likes to, puzzle, in other words, make a mess on my puzzle table and, put sections and areas together and move them around. So when I saw that, I was like, what are they trying to say here? Are they trying to say that this is a Mandy certified hold kind of something? I don't know. And on top of that, no puzzle glare? I mean, what are they trying to do to me here? They're trying to make my head explode or something. I don't know. But, just those things alone, I was like, I gotta figure out which of these images I want to try here. Now, this image is absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, it's not, I would say, my typical go-to image. We still do have a landscape here. You know how I am about landscapes. This is more of a mosaic look, right? Is that what you would call this kind of thing? But I love the colors. I love how simple it is as well. And quite honestly, the more I look at it, the more I feel like I don't think this is going to be a very challenging image to piece together. Even though I don't think I'm that good at mosaics. I don't know, I don't remember. But, I feel like I can group these by colors and, really, by colors. Yeah. But anyways, you know what? I want to move on here because I really want to see what, these pieces are all about, what this whole experience is going to be like. Is it actually a Mandy certified hold as they're claiming here? I don't know, but I'm never going to find out until, I finally open this up and try it, right? So let's do that. Let's move on. All right, let's get this opened up. So this one does have plastic wrap, so let's quickly get this off. The box itself feels very nice, very high quality here, but anyways, I'm more interested in the pieces here, so let's get this opened up. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's your box top stand. That's cool. I don't know what I was going to say clue for. I don't know. Slip box side under flap. Like that. Oh, did I mess this up? Does that come out? I don't know. Oh, I hope I didn't ruin it. Maybe that does come out. Yeah, that makes sense. Slide it under there. Oh, wow. And this has a very velvety feel to it, too. This isn't cheap stuff. This is really nice. Then we have our reference image here. Guys, this is not a piece of paper. It's like a solid, well, not solid, but you got yourself like a nice thick board here. And on the back of this, it has a little bit of information about the artist. I love this. And again, this has such a nice feel to it too. This is, wow, I'm impressed. And then here you have your resealable bag, which is fantastic. I don't have to grab a Ziploc bag or tape up the actual bag. Ah, look at that. Nice big resealable bag here that we're going to save for later because we are definitely going to be using that when we're all finished. Put that back in there. I mean, this is nice stuff. I'm going to put it back in here for now because I want to see what these pieces are like. So let's get this bag opened up. All right, I'm not going to completely empty out the bag because all we need is a few pieces here to get ourselves a good feel of what we're going to be dealing with. It almost feels like fabric. Well, I guess that's why they say it has a velvety feel, right? I mean, haha, hello. But anyways, aside from that, look at the color print on these. The outlines are sharp. I mean, you're not going to see black outlines here, but you know, kind of you see the colors aren't bleeding into each other. I mean, they're vibrant. And because of that velvety, you know, surface to these pieces, you know, the print, there is no glare. And you got yourselves nice thick pieces as well. The tabs do not feel weak in the slightest. In terms of piece thickness, we got ourselves 1.8 millimeters or 0.07 inches. We got ourselves pretty much as well a standard piece size, about an inch there, 26.3 millimeters. But the real question here is, are these gonna have that, you know, Mandy certified hold that the back of the box is claiming? We don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe you do know. I'm sure most of you have worked on this brand already, so you already know. But I don't. So you know what? I'm gonna start, you know, putting these away. Why am I putting these away? I have to sort it. I need to get a move on with this. I want to see if this is gonna actually hold together like it's claiming that it's gonna do. And if so, I mean, I don't know. There might be more of these in my future. So you know what, guys? I'm going to stop rambling now. Let's move on and piece this together. All right, that was a little trickier than I expected, but here's what I did. So first tray, of course, I have the edge pieces. And for the rest of these, I mean, I'm not sure, you probably can't tell from here, but I kind of went about it by, you know, whatever color tone stood out to be the most in each piece. So, you know, as I said, I thought it was going to be easy because I was thinking just the greens, reds, blues, yellows, and whatnot. But of course, these pieces are fairly small, but there is quite a number of different colors within each piece. But let me move on anyways. So you're going to see here, this is mostly greens. This is mostly purples. We have reds. For this one, it's a little difficult for me to explain. These are kind of like the light purpley pinks. I mean, there's a whole bunch of colors going on here, but something about the level of brightness in these, that's kind of like why I put them there. I don't even know how I'm going to write that on the text box. But anyways, this one is like, you know, bright orange and yellows. We have blues. And then these are pieces that are very, very pale. So there's going to be orange, blues, yellows, reds, and whatnot. But like, you know, mostly, as I said, pale. And they're probably going to be like pieces from this area here and whatnot. Yeah, this was trickier than expected. So it's actually making me wonder if this puzzle is going to be way more challenging than I expected. But you know what? We'll see, right? So let's move on and let's find out how hard this is going to be for me. So let's begin. I started with the edge pieces and then went right on to the tray with the least amount of pieces. I wasn't really sure how I was going to attack this puzzle considering all the trays looked intimidating, and as I mentioned earlier, I don't really fare the best at these types of images or art styles, and even now I still wonder why I didn't have second thoughts when I first decided to add it to my Barnes & Noble shopping bag. It really is a pretty image, and I do love the colors, and I guess deep down I wanted to know how I'd take on the challenge. I did my best to resort the pieces into smaller piles and try to line up the pattern and colors as best as I could, but those swirly parts of the image were tough. Honestly, this was a struggle and a bit frustrating at times.
Not only because of the challenge, but at this point, I already had strong feelings about what this brand was presenting to me. But I kept pushing on and making more and more messes on my table. I know that didn't really help, and it never does. But sometimes you get so caught up in the mindset of resorting into more manageable piles that you end up with so many that you have no space to work on. At least that happens to me, I don't know. But, anyways, in order to keep myself organized, I started utilizing my wooden sorting trays.
All right, so I feel like I've been working on this for quite a large number of hours, and I feel like I should be further along than what I am, but what I've come to learn so far, since working on this puzzle, is that I'm not very good at mosaics. At least I think that's what you would call this kind of image. Is that a mosaic? I don't know. But anyways, all these swirls and things and colors everywhere and all that kind of stuff, I'm struggling. This has been a real big challenge for me. And yes, I did group everything by color, and that did help a lot. But a lot of the areas look the same, so it's very tricky trying to figure out where exactly these sections go. But anyways, after a certain point, I feel like as I've popped more and more pieces in, the piles get smaller and smaller, and it makes it feel like it's getting easier. I don't know. But anyways, I've started, at some point working on my trays, because one thing I was, creating was tons of messes all over the table. And right now this is not bad at all because I've ended up moving everything on the trays. But I'm sure, as you've seen throughout the time lapse so far, that I had pieces everywhere, which doesn't help, especially for an image like this. But anyways, what I'm gonna try to do now is continue to resort by, I'm saying similar colors, but this is all the same thing here. Anyways, I'm gonna try to start lining up my pieces, by, the way they should be going, like straight lines, if that makes sense. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just rambling now. You know what? Let's just get a move on with this.
It's funny how with some puzzles, the further along you get into it, you can see yourself very quickly approaching the finish line. And I didn't think that would happen with this image. And thankfully it did, because if you saw my last puzzle review, you know that wasn't the case as I got closer and closer to the end of piecing that hot sauce image. I never did get to the end, even with just a handful of pieces. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll try to remember to leave a link to that video down below. But that was a very cheap puzzle. This art&fable puzzle is not cheap, in my opinion, and in many ways I can see why. After about 8 long hours, I popped that last piece in and was able to gaze into the sunset or sunrise and think about how I really felt about this $32 experience.
Alright, so it's actually been a couple of days now since I finished this puzzle. And I think I, kind of finally figured out how I truly feel about it. So let's start with the positives. Now, for one, I must say, as the box stated, the pieces were like nothing I've ever felt before. They felt fantastic. They were smooth, definitely had that velvety feel to it, and they were pretty solid pieces. They had good strength to them. It had a really great print. The colors were sharp, they were bold, and very true to the box image. And I also really loved the variety of piece shapes. And just as the box said, there was no glare on these pieces. No ball of light to drive me nuts, nothing like that. They were fantastic. And I felt like these pieces were cut very well. None of them were damaged. There was no fraying on the backing or the print. And I kind of felt like overall they fit very well. I didn't really experience any false fits, so that was another plus. But the biggest issue I really had with this puzzle was the overall lack of hold. And I was really expecting great things with this because, the box made a big deal about it. And I was really excited that maybe this was gonna be like the best of the best in terms of hold and stuff like that. And I was really disappointed. I was kind of sad. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. I was really looking forward to something really amazing, and I was really let down. Yeah, there was like some sections of like 2 or 3 pieces that would kind of hold, but overall, anything more than that just really seemed crumbly. And I wasn't able to move, really big sections around easily, like it said I would be able to. So really, don't take that claim on the box too seriously. Now, it did pass the pickup test, with some struggle, but when it came to like, my storage test kind of thing, that was not good. There was too many casualties, but you know what? It didn't really matter because, hey, I have a resealable bag anyways, which is great. But anyways, now that I have my own personal experience with Art and Fable, do I feel like this is a puzzle brand that I would want to purchase again? Would I spend another $32 for something like this? And quite honestly, no. And here's why. Yes, the pieces felt amazing. Heck, even the box, everything aside from the plastic bag felt amazing. The quality of the material was excellent in my opinion. And yes, you get a nice reference image, a box top holder, which I never used, and a resealable bag, which is always a huge bonus. But again, I was really let down by the overall hold. They said I was gonna be able to pick these up and move them around like no one's business, and I couldn't, and that wasn't cool to me. But at the end of the day, the hold is something that is very important to me as a puzzler, and I know a lot of yous know that about me already. And I also know that a lot of people don't care about that, and that's okay. Every puzzler is different. So please take my "I would not buy this again" attitude with a pinch of salt. Is that how you say it? Is that right? Really, if you take away the lack of hold with this puzzle, and or you don't even care about that kind of stuff, this really is a great quality puzzle. And I dare say I may have considered it perfect in terms of puzzles and brands and whatnot if it wasn't for the lack of hold. And I know I keep saying that, but I can't help it. So because of that, I will not be spending over 30 something dollars on this puzzle again. That's just too expensive for one puzzle to me. But I am glad that I got to experience this puzzle. I do not regret it. But anyways, now I really gotta know if, I'm not the only one who feels like they've been fooled by this claim. So if you have tried a puzzle from this brand before, please let me know down below. What was your experience like? Was the lack of hold the same? Did you have a much better experience? Was mine just a fluke or, a reject from production? I don't know, but I'm curious to hear what your experience was like. Now, at this moment, I really don't know which puzzle I'm gonna be working on next. I still plan to get through all the ones that I picked up on this same Barnes & Noble's trip, but we'll see, right? Nowadays, with how crazy my schedule is, nothing really goes according to plan anymore, but who knows? But anyways, guys, I'm gonna stop rambling and get a move on with life. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.